If you have ever been confused about invoking versus banishing rituals and what all that means, I am going to explain it to you quickly here. I'm going to explain to you what invoking is, what banishing is, what the difference is, and why you should be doing both. Hey, I'm Brandy Joy, and if you are new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you can learn more about the art and science of magic. Many people don't realize that when they're doing a banishing ritual, like the lesser banishing ritual of the Pentagram, they're actually also invoking energy. So that's where a lot of confusion comes in. I'll see a lot of comments on my feed that say, hey, how do I do invoking? Like, can you do invoking stuff for us? Well, here's a couple of things. First of all, when you do a high magic ritual, that is a banishing ritual where you are banishing negative energies and you're removing, you also are doing invoking. They include that part, like invoking the archangels, right? For instance, when you do a lesser banishing ritual. If you don't know this stuff, you might want to watch my demonstration of the LBRP. If you are doing a traditional banishing ritual, creating a circle, a magic circle, you are also invoking energy. And this is really important for you to do and to understand. When you do banishing rituals, you're doing purifying, clearing rituals. You also have to invoke energies. Otherwise, if you don't invoke, you are clearing, and then it's like a hole. You know, it's almost like it's like a vacuum, right? So it's going to pull energy in. And so you want to make sure that energy is prana. You want to make sure that energy is clean pranic energy and not some energy from someone else or something like that. Because when we're doing a banishing, we're clearing negative energy, we're clearing negative thoughts, we're clearing the negative. And so what we want to do is we want to invoke more light, more prana, which is energy from plants and the sun and the moon, and just energies that are there that are more positive or balanced. So I teach cord cutting, for instance, in my program. And when you cut a cord, here's where a lot of people go wrong, is they'll cut a cord and then they don't fill that cord back up. Whoa, not a good idea, because if you don't fill it back up, what happens? It's gonna fill itself back up. Think about it when you cut yourself. So for instance, I stepped on a piece of glass last week, and when I stepped on that little shard of glass, it went into my foot. And when I pulled it out, blood filled the hole. Something has to fill that hole. So just like when you're cord cutting, when you're pulling a cord out of your energy body, you have to then fill it. You have to be very careful with that. You have to invoke energies. And so when you do a lesser banishing ritual, just to keep it basic, when you do that, you are also invoking energies of the four corners. And so that actually keeps things balanced, and that's why you feel better. You're invoking energy into your aura, into your chakras. Now, there are pure invoking energies, pure invoking rituals, I should say, like the middle pillar where you're invoking more energy, but you do that after you create the magic circle and you've done a little bit of balancing invoking already. You want to get pretty decent at doing that, and then you do things like middle pillar, which I do have also up, I think. But then you also have the lesser invoking ritual of the pentagram, or even like hexagram rituals or anything where you're invoking a lot of energy. You are opening specific elements within your body for karma to start being activated in that area. So for instance, if you're opening the first chakra, the root chakra, it's earth element. When you open that and you now activate that energy, now it's going to be like, hey, bringing up this stuff that's a part of the karma that you need to deal with, that you need to work on, that you need to cleanse, that you need to balance, right? And so that's why it's very, very important for you to get very good at the banishing, the lesser banishing ritual, the pentagram, for instance, getting very good at the basic banishing stuff where you're now invoking good, balanced energies, and you're just learning to connect to yourself, your etheric body and everything, and you're cleansing and you're balancing before you start invoking and opening more things to deal with. Because if you go too fast, which I did a long time ago, back in 2011 or 12, I think, about 8 or 9 years ago, I was doing a lot of banishing, a lot of invoking, and then I decided, ooh, I'm going to do the supreme invoking ritual of the pentagram because that's cool, right? and not a good idea to jump into that before I went through the LIRP of each of the chakras, right? So anyways, I get more into that in my programs. If you are interested in learning from me, I also have a nice guide on the LBRP down below if you'd like to click on that link and download that for free. I always have a lot of free stuff. I love spreading this light, spreading the news so that people know how to do this stuff that is really the great work, right? And if you would like to learn with me more, at brandyjoy.com, I do have a membership. So I teach the programs in there. It's called the Magical Mystery School. So I hope you'll join us, and if you do have any questions or comments though, please jump down into the comments. Let me know what questions you have, because invoking is so important, but after you learn how to banish and to just balance yourself first and to connect. So thank you for watching, everyone, and I hope to see you in the next one.